Mbote family, Bonnie, back at it again. Cause you know I had to give it this part two. It's been a minute since I uploaded videos, so y'all gonna get a lot at the same time, which is why I'm in the same spot, in the same outfit and shit. It's because I got a lot to say, and it's been a while since I've been able to say it. So, anyways, per usual, cancel your subscription to European Supremacy and subscribe to my shit. Yes. Okay. Black love, pride, and power. And as always, we have to know ourselves, to love our people. And then in the future, I will be making my videos and stuff having to do with elevating spiritually, what it truly means to acknowledge yourself. That's another one that's coming. I don't know if I'm going to do it tonight or tomorrow as well, but what knowledge yourself truly means in a holistic sense is definitely coming because I feel like it's necessary. People need to know this. I feel like that's what's missing, and it's truly understanding what knowledge of self means is going to differentiate the woke and awake people from the truly conscious. um, with that being said, this is part two. It's about to go down in your town because you know I'll be around. Hey, no, man, no. I really do be having bars, but that wasn't when I was just messing with y'all for this part two on why Luke Cage ain't shit. Black men. Now, for the typical traditional square ass dude out there, black dude out there, mostly can be found in your black excellence, college boy, black nerd or blurred as I've genuinely heard called before. Luke Cage might seem like a hero story for you. It really would be your shit. Which initially I would like to say no problem. I understand because oftentimes I've been the black woman version of y'all, and I get it. It's not fun. But I'm so over black men thinking, oh, well, we don't got to end up with black women because black women think we're lame and whatnot. So fuck black women and I'm going to get a non-black woman and some shit like that. First off, the reason why y'all square ass niggas ain't getting chose ain't because you went and got a degree. It's because, you know what? I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it this video. I'm not gonna do it this video. I'm gonna make another video about college boys or, good boys or whatever versus thugs and whatnot. Because I got some shit for both of y'all sides' asses. Think I don't? Think I don't? Try it. I'm gonna show you in that video. I'm gonna do a video on college boys versus the thugs. So I'm not even going. I'm gonna pause that thought. I'm gonna push it to the side. But you know, it is only black men of that nature who feel like watching Luke Cage is like really that and those are majority, and it's majority of those type men, who told me I have to watch it, and this and the third, that it's such a great TV show to watch. It's the black men who normally don't get the amount of love or attention or whatever they desire. Ooh, I'm scared as shit. My sister just walked in. How you doing, Miss Lacey? We're leaving the taxis at 11. That's not how you're supposed to respond. But that's how I responded this time. That's how I reacted this time. That's not how you're supposed to react in situations like that. Don't lead by that example. I promise I'm normally much better at being scared to take it by surprise. But I just had to make sure who it was before I started getting into some super shit. Because it was my sister, And imagine if I just went full defense mode immediately on my sister. Whew, that'd be an interesting story. Back to where we was. So it's mostly those men who are excited about Luke Cage. And I'm like, really? To black women, y'all kind of make Luke Cage kind of makes y'all look like shit. Kind of makes y'all look salty and sad. And not to say that I don't understand some of the valid complaints and concerns, but as I will break down in my black excellence versus thugs and whatnot, whatever I choose to call it when I do, you will see why I'm not really hearing it. I do think Luke Cage himself was kind of casted well. I think it was a interesting choice, and I think he played the role well in general. He definitely is convincing as fuckboy. He don't know it, uh, but he is. He's very convincing as fuckboy. Now let's look at the stuff that they have this black man doing. They've got Luke Cage. Ultimately, his biggest battle, period, is with his brother, his half brother, but also his African brother. It's another black man. The whole series is about a black man trying to bring down other black men. There's this whole part where this black man protects this Asian couple who's treated him like shit from other black people who are trying to get non-black people out of their black neighborhood. You've got this you got this black man helping to keep alive or protect, whatever you want to call it, this ancient ass white man who is crooked as hell and absolutely horrible. Like, it's like, Luke Cage, what? I'm supposed to be happy with your character? You basically you treat a black woman like she really ain't worth too much. Then you go and trade up and chase this Cuban chick. Not to mention you went and fell for a mulatto chick in jail and shit. Then on top of that, you're fighting your own people for the defense of other ancient ass people who don't give two flying fucks or flamingos about your black ass. And you expect me to be on the team? Stop it. Lost my earrings. Stop it. It's not happening. Then you got Cottonmouth, whose character I actually appreciated a lot. Just, story wise and whatnot. However, when there's no other solid black man in the thing, then Cottonmouth is not going to be, I'm not going to be entirely pleased with this role because it's not in contrast to things that we should be happy about. You got this, internally conflicted, I'd say sad black man who all he ever wanted to do was be a musician, and he was forced into this type of world and lifestyle, and he's only had abusive black females in his life, and then they made him kill the only black male he ever really had love for and looked up to. He gets murdered by his cousin, who I've already went over in my last video, Why Luke Cage Ain't Shit, part 1, where I went over about his cousin who was the politician. It's just absolutely horrible how they do this man and the whole thing. And on top of that, they make him look ruthless and vicious and shit. Then you have your typical barbershop scene. Okay, nothing too wrong with that. And then you got, Pops, the dude who runs it. And he turns out to be, he's you don't have just no straight up dudes in there. He comes out and he turns out to be, someone who got into some shit back in the day, which it happens and whatnot. But he's been a part of the grooming process of the black man who was forced into a lifestyle that he didn't want no parts of. Then you also have, this whole thing going on where this, he's either biracial, part Hispanic, or he's fully Latino, or Latino, I'm not sure. He gets into some fucked up shit, and you got Luke Cage and everybody protecting him. You get the little black boy shot. Now we got a single black mother who ain't even a mother no more. We don't even see her for the rest of the season, and her baby got killed. I think she makes one more cameo. Then it's just not cool. Cottonmouth's character isn't cool. Pops' character, it's a bit rough. Luke Cage's character ain't shit to me. I don't care what you say. Any man who will go, and I know this is a TV show, but I'm talking about how everything was portrayed. That's what I have a problem with, the representation of African people. Any representation of an African man to where he'll go against and hurt and seriously harm his own people for salvation of another people who's done nothing but be horrible towards his own people is a problem. Any African man who has absolutely no problem consistently having all of his conflicts with other African people, I have a problem with that imagery. I have a problem with that representation, because that's not how we should be represented. And it's also how we should not be to even have to be okay with that representation. The problem is the people who are okay with the representation of Luke Cage are a part of the problem. Y'all okay with that representation because that's the same fuck shit y'all roll with, and y'all the reason why we still ain't had no damn revolution. Let's be real. Can I keep it 100? I'm not even gonna ask because you know I'm gonna do it anyway. Who else? So I covered Cottonmouth, covered Luke Cage. Okay, all the black men that were extras and made cameos or just assistants and stuff like that. They made black men look dumb and ignorant as hell. Every henchman, every fellow drug dealer, every black man who had more than a couple of lines, they just made them look dumb. This series paints black men as either the Luke Cage type, the Cottonmouth type, or the dumb henchman type. And I already broke down the Luke Cage and Cottonmouth type. Cottonmouth, credible internal issues, a product of abusive black women, and he's supposed to be a horrible person for being the person in charge of pumping drugs and stuff in the community that's absolutely destroying it. Yeah, you don't get a pass, Cottonmouth. You was doing some fuck shit to the community. You were a drug and arms dealer, definitely a huge arms dealer and whatnot. But then you got all these henchmen that just are idiots. They're idiots that are always getting their asses beat. You had a couple that were flashy and popping off at the gums. You had one who was snaky, like trying to replace the white dude who was the epitome of the devil in the entire series since he showed up. Oh, you have Diamondback, who is the all-tribal nemesis ultimately at the end. Diamondback's ass is the Luke Cage's half-brother, who they were both raised in the church, and their ain't shit-ass daddy was being ain't shit as the pastor of the church. And even though they grew up side by side like brothers, Lightweight knew they was brothers. One was salty as hell. And this whole thing about bringing down Luke Cage was revenge for the fact that their father wasn't shit. You got Diamondback out here. First off, he's just not the most attractive black man. Let's be real. He's not the cutest. But he's just holistically salty. His entire life was built off of being salty as hell. Now, I'd be hot too if I got caught joyriding with my sister and I'm the one who goes to jail and she gets off because, that's the son, the pastor, or that's the sister that my dad claims. But not salty enough to dedicate my entire life to her destruction. Because the thing is, the part that he was salty, you're not salty that you had to go to jail. You're salty that he didn't. If he would have went in there with you, you'd been cool. If you both would have got off, he would have been cool. If you would have been in his shoes and you would have gotten off scot-free and he would have went to jail, you'd have been cool. So it's not even like you mad for the right reasons. Your whole life is you being mad. Like, you being mad, salty over stuff like that you shouldn't have been. You just foul. You just holistically foul. This man has already been to jail, served his own time, been through some more shit, been experimenting on all that kind of stuff that's really happening in prisons. Let's not be coy. Everything that happened to Luke Cage, I guarantee you that shit is definitely happening in prisons. That's not just a TV show. There's some reality in that, okay? But this man had already lived his life, been hurt, near death, all kinds of shit, been to jail, and you still feel like that wasn't enough? Like, didn't life take care of him enough already? He's sweeping up a barbershop for money. Like, nothing wrong with sweeping a barbershop for money, but just saying, how is that still your focus in life? Your entire drive is to destroy your brother, who life has thrown enough hits at already for the petty little crime y'all did as boys, And that's not, you're not even just mad because he got off you. You're mad at your father. So you take it out on him. But your dad has been dead. Your dad's been dead. Your brother's already had his karma served up to him, yet you still mad. So let's just do a brief recap on our black male representation in Luke Cage. You got the salty ass square who thinks the first black woman isn't good enough. The second black woman is only good in bed. Will protect non-black people at the expense it has no of African people, and has absolutely no problem harming other African people. And then on top of that, he one hitter quitter on the black woman, but sees the Cuban woman as someone worth having a long-term relationship and whatnot. Oh, and he still goes to jail in the end. Fun. Fun, you know. Then you have Cottonmouth, who is the runner and organizer of all the things that are destroying our community: drugs, guns, and some more shit. You have him showing the product of nothing but abusive black women in his life. He gets murdered by his cousin for calling her out on possibly and potentially not or potentially, you know, being making advances toward the man that she and their grandmother forced him to kill, which was his only person who wanted him to not be a part of that life but pursue his dreams as a musician, you know. And then also, let's not get the fact that they sat there and brought to question this black woman's sexual exploitation. Now, it is a TV show, so I don't know if like she genuinely did want the sexual encounter that, you know, they alluded to in the TV show with their uncle, their play uncle, or not. I don't know, but I know that it's very and extremely dangerous to start accepting medial concepts of African women wanting the sexual abuse that we receive, or actually like wanting to be a part of it and then flipping it. It's very dangerous because so many, including myself, I've been there. African women will come out about something or turn to our brothers and sometimes our sisters too for help or solace or comfort or something. You know, we tell our parents that, you know, my uncle's touched on me, or that, you know, your friend is being probably whoopie body blue, and we get hushed up, or we get, you know, we're the ones who are called fat stuff. I was not even 13 yet, and I had a stalker wearing baggy sweats. Hair was literally not, it wasn't shrinkage. My hair was literally just like this long, no shrinkage at the time. You know, baggy t-shirts and whatnot to hide my body. And I tell my papa that I've got a stalker jacking off on his bike, an older Hispanic dude jacking off his bike, following me around the neighborhood back in Compton. And my papa tells me that I'm out there being fast, and I'm just walking to the store real quick, you know? So it's extremely dangerous to be okay with these ideas of African women not being honest about stuff that we go through when it comes to that, because having dealt with things like that and whatnot is extremely hurtful, and it's hard to heal from not being taken seriously and having to have it swept under the rug, or being treated some type of way by our own brothers and sisters for trying to tell the truth about something while the person who violated you is not seeing how they should be seen and not dealt with accordingly. But that's a little segment. I should have put that in the last one, and I didn't remember to say it until just now, so I guess it's a bonus in this one. But yeah, you know, he gets murdered by his cousin, and he's also had a level of resentment towards his cousin because of the fact that she got the life that he wanted, and she was really fit for the life that he had. And then, so there's that jealousy, and then there's that frustration and whatnot. Then on top of that, again, he ends up getting murdered by her. It's also never too helpful. And then the white man comes and saves the black woman. That should have been in the last one too. White man comes and saves the black woman who murdered her cousin. I'm just, y'all not seeing how this series ain't shit yet? It's not clicking to nobody else? So I'm gonna wrap that up on Cottonmouth. Then you have all the henchmen being dumb as hell and shit. Just they just look so bad, holistically bad. Like we're used to seeing bumbling around European henchmen who were just fools and shit, but not Africans. Come on. So that is I'm gonna call that a wrap. And per usual, Black Love, Pride, and Power. Let's see the shit with our third eye vision, y'all. Let's turn on our pineal vision to see through the fuck shit. Luke Cage is not a celebration. It's a fucking disgrace. It's insulting. Tell me I'm wrong, and I'll show you a liar. Anywho, I know I said it already, but Black Love, Pride, and Power. Remember to cancel those subscriptions and then subscribe to me. And per usual, know yourself, to love yourself, to love your people. Keep that pineal vision on so we can see through the fuck shit. I love y'all, family. Peace. Mwah. Bye.